Good morning, or good day, or evening, whenever you're watching this. So, I wanted to do another video for my wedding journey. I actually had to watch my last video to remember what I talked about to do the next one. My shirt is really wrinkly. So, and I'm wearing this is one of my work shirts, Silverthorne Marina and Resort, where I work. So, the last video about my wedding journey that I shared, um, I talked about how the Lord had showed me some traumatic things that had happened when I was little that caused me to shut down the part of my heart that would attach to any person, let alone a husband or God. But that is the place that the Lord wanted to heal, to be able to attach to Him at a deeper level, but also bond myself to Charles, because that's what happens when people get married. They become one, and so they give their entire selves to the other person. So the Lord's had me on this journey of healing and pruning and lots of ups and downs, and to get there, to be healed and to be made whole, to be able to give my whole self, not half of myself or whatever, to Charles and to God. Because the more that I'm healed and made whole, the more I can offer to the Lord and to Charles and to whoever or whatever the Lord guides me into. So through prayer, through, like I said, it was a team and community effort. This wasn't something that the Lord just showed me all in my prayer closet. It was through lots of different people and resources. Honestly, I went through some frustration in processing this with the Lord, because I just wanted Him and I to take care of it just between Him and I. I wanted Him to tell me with Him and I alone through the Word. I didn't want to involve a lot of different people in sharing myself and my journey, for fear of being hurt. I wanted the Lord to heal me by myself with Him, not through other people, not through any other means. But He just wasn't doing it that way. And so I stepped out, and as much as I could, the little that I could, stepped out in processing with my counselor and processing with my close friends, the people that I felt safe with, to be able to share it with. And even then it was a challenge, because I am exposing myself. I am making myself vulnerable to be hurt even more by sharing myself and this deepest part of my heart and my process with these people around me. But knowing that these people love me, I took a risk and shared what was going on with me. And like I said, I didn't know everything all at once. It was one baby step at a time, 1 inch at a time, the Lord revealing stuff, healing stuff, like taking risk, like all of that stuff. And something that He had showed me that I was actually living in denial about, that I wasn't accepting, and I didn't want to look at. I didn't want to accept the truth. I didn't want to look at this part of my life. But there were hints and dots, and like when you're little and you have those color books where it has connect the dots and it makes a picture. So there were just some dots that were floating in my life that weren't connected to anything, but I knew that they were there, but I didn't want to look at them. I didn't want to explore them. I didn't want to accept that they were there. But basically, there were the dots of connecting that there was sexual abuse towards me when I was little. And it had to have been somebody close to me. Um, and so coming to accept that reality that that had happened, and then processing all of that pain, and also processing that I have a voice and my voice matters. And that's something that I've struggled with for a long time, is that I matter and that my voice matters. And so it was really painful to accept, because like I said, there were hints of it throughout my whole life, but I denied it. I didn't want to accept that it was true. And so, and for those of you who are watching, I'm not going to reveal any more about the details of it, because I'm still in process about it. The Lord hasn't shown me a whole lot, but it is something that he has had me to come to face. At least open that door and look in through the door and step in through the door and look around of that part of my life and my heart, even though how dark and painful it was. And so just walking through paths of forgiveness and acknowledging my heart and acknowledging my voice and acknowledging what actually happened. Because up until this point, like I said, I'd been in denial about it. I didn't want to think it was true. So when you don't want to believe that something is true, you consciously and subconsciously, it's both and, it's not one or the other, put it on a shelf and you don't look at it. Even though you have that feeling in your heart, like something's not right, but I don't know how to deal with it, so I'm just not going to, type of feeling. But the Lord wants to heal it and is healing it. And so that's been a large chunk of my process of healing, of my journey, of what I want, what my dreams are, what my desires are. Because when that is taken away from you at a very young age, it's 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 been challenging for me to tap into those places about what I want, what my desires are, and then that believing and hoping that they'll come to pass, and overcoming so much disappointment. And that's been a healing journey as well, of just overcoming disappointment and actually having hope. And there have even been times that, like, I remember dreaming about my wedding when I was little. For those women who are listening, like, I think there is a point in all of our lives that we dream about getting married, and our wedding day and what it's going to look like and what you want and all of these things. So in this process, I I've known that I've dreamt about it and these details that I like, but for some reason it felt like it was over there, like at the neighbor's house, like in my mind, in my heart, like I was here, and it seemed like those dreams were way over there, and I had them at one point, so I know that they're there. But how do I get from here to there through all of these obstacles, these hills, these rocks, these thorn bushes, these mountains that are in between me and that? And that's the journey that I'm on right now, is traversing through that, finding hidden gems of who I really am, of what my actual heart, what my desires are, what my hopes are, finding those along the way, and just learning to open my heart to actually want, because it was so shut down that, and I can't fully explain it right now because I'm in the middle of it, and I'm sure that I will have more language for it when I'm done, like down the road. I don't know if I was ever being done, but like just having these desires and wanting, and like giving myself permission to want and to have desires. This may sound really foreign to you, but traversing through different areas of your heart that have been shut down, they don't know how to do that. They've never been taught, it's never been drawn out of, or it's been so shut down and buried for so long. So you have to sift through all of that dirt and all of that muck and all of the lies to be able to get to that place. So telling people what kind of flowers I want, what kind of dress I want, where I want to get married, and trying to make these decisions when I'm just not even sure myself. So it's been, the process has been challenging, and it's not personal. I've not made it, it's not against any one person. It's just me processing my heart and making sure that the Lord and I and Charles and I are processing through our hearts to be made whole before we're actually married. And that's important to me, and I believe it's important to Charles too. And so that's why this process has not looked like anybody else's. Because I feel like a lot of people either don't want to deal with it, or they deal with it after they're married. I'm not sure of all the answers. I just am sharing my story. So that is the next nugget of my journey of where of my process of getting married. And I guess I will pick up next time. I think I didn't realize I'll pick up at the save the dates of when we actually finally were able to pick out a date next time. I love you. Thanks for listening. Have a super blessed day. Bye bye.